Coming up on This Week in Torrance, the new year is here, and with that comes new laws. We have the details.
And the Torrance Police Department swears in their new police chief, who is already making a mark in the city's history. We'll tell you how.
Plus, the city's looking for volunteers to help in a county-wide program to combat homelessness.
Then the city's award-winning Rose Float makes its way down Colorado Boulevard on New Year's Day. We'll give you a behind-the-scenes look at how it all came together.
These stories and much more just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. Happy New Year.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories. The City of Torrance officially swears in its first female police chief.
And I will faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter. Thank you, ma'am.
Members of the Torrance Police Department, along with the community, gave the newly sworn-in police chief a standing ovation. Eve Irvine received the official Torrance Police Department badge that was placed on her uniform by her daughter. Irvine replaces former police chief Mark Matsuda, who retired in 2017. During the city council meeting, city manager Leroy Jackson and Mayor Patrick Fury expressed their excitement.
Thank you for seeing something in me, whether it was a skill set or a quality that I possessed, and giving me the chance to lead the Torrance Police Department and make a difference. I want the Torrance community to know that in my role as the Torrance Police Chief, I bring 34 years of law enforcement experience with me, which of course means I started when I was 5 or 6. The Torrance Police Department is a full-service police organization whose members serve the community in an extraordinary manner.
Irvine also added that she is humbled and proud to serve the Torrance Police Department and the community. Torrance Police Department has 227 sworn officers and is South Bay's largest municipal law enforcement agency.
Well, once again, the City of Torrance is working to combat homelessness in Los Angeles County. An annual survey organized by the Los Angeles Homeless Service Authority, also known as LAHSA, is looking for volunteers to participate this year. The count, which takes place over 3 nights in January, begins on the 24th. This will be the city's first year as a deployment site. City officials are partnering with the Torrance Police Department, South Bay Coalition to End Homelessness, and Family Promise of the South Bay to recruit and train volunteers for this large undertaking. Participants must be over 18 years of age. The count is expected to take up to 4 hours. It helps officials quantify the homeless epidemic that affects cities while also using data to make sure resources are made available to help the homeless. Countywide, 8,000 volunteers are needed. This year marks the 13th year of the count and includes 85 cities as well as unincorporated areas of Los Angeles County. To register to volunteer, visit theycountwillyou.org.
January is National Blood Donor Month, so what better time to donate than during a time of need? The American Red Cross recently announced a nationwide blood shortage with more than 150 blood drives canceled in recent months due to severe cold weather on the East Coast. The organization says they must collect approximately 13,000 units a day to meet the country's demand. While several blood drive events have been scheduled across Southern California, you can also donate at the American Red Cross Blood Donor Center in Torrance at 2814 Sepulveda Boulevard.
Torrance Fire Department strike team is on the front line helping victims in Santa Barbara County. One engine was deployed to Santa Barbara to assist with mudslides and flooding after the recent rains. TFD is out there with other South Bay fire departments. The storm aftermath has killed more than 15 people and washed away dozens of homes and cars.
Construction is underway at El Camino College. The former administration building that faces Crenshaw Boulevard was demolished to make way for a new administration building. Crews are also working on the new Student Services building on Manhattan Beach Boulevard and the new physical education facility near the stadium. El Camino College serves more than 23,000 students, offering nearly 2,500 different classes across 85 programs.
Well, hundreds of laws went into effect January 1st, affecting the workplace, immigration, and safety, just to name a few. Prospective employers can no longer ask about one's salary history during a job interview. Speaking of the workplace, more Californians who are employed at small businesses are guaranteed up to 12 weeks of unpaid parental leave within the first year of their child's birth, adoption, or foster care placement. California's minimum wage increased by 50 cents to $11 per hour at companies with 26 or more people on payroll and $10.50 for companies with less than 26 employees. This is part of a gradual increase to eventually pay $15 an hour by 2023. Legislators also pushed for more laws that aimed at more affordable housing projects. Another hotly contested bill that grabbed the attention of voters was the legalization of recreational marijuana. Adults now 21 years of age can buy up to an ounce of weed and up to 8 grams of cannabis concentrates. Law also prohibits smoking or ingesting marijuana or marijuana products while driving or riding as a passenger in a vehicle. Other laws include efforts to assist veterans, stricter gun safety laws, and new traffic laws. To get all the details, go to California Governor Jerry Brown's website at gov.ca.gov.
Still ahead, an athlete from Torrance is heading to the Winter Olympics.
Plus, the Torrance Farmers Market hosts its first cooking demonstration. We'll take you there. A Torrance teen once again will be hitting the slopes on a global level. 17-year-old Chloe Kim is set to represent Team USA in the 2018 Olympic Winter Games in Korea next month. Kim started snowboarding when she was just 4 years old. She's been nominated for the ESPY Awards for Best Breakthrough Athlete. She won gold at the Lillehammer 2016 Youth Olympic Winter Games and has performed at many X Games where she was the first athlete to win 3 gold medals under the age of 16 and 2 gold medals at the 2016 Winter Youth Olympics. Now, this Olympic Games will give Kim the chance to become the youngest female snowboarder to win Olympic gold. While Kim's hometown is considered to be in Torrance, she currently resides in La Palma.
Calling all foodies, Dine LA kicks off this month with several restaurants in Torrance participating. Beginning January 12th, restaurants across Los Angeles County, including ones here in the South Bay, will participate in Dine LA Restaurant Week. The biannual dining event was established to introduce people to the wide array of restaurants throughout the region. Participating restaurants offer price-fixed menus. It runs for 14 consecutive days. Here in Torrance, restaurants Gayu Kaku and Gaetano's are participating.
And while the sight of snow is hard to find here in the South Bay, one local church made an effort to bring a winter wonderland to Torrance. Community members gathered at Bay City's Community Church for some Christmas Eve sledding. The church for years has made it a tradition to build a large sled hill and bring in real snow to the South Bay. It was a time to be with family, friends, while enjoying some delicious barbecue.
Every Christmas Eve we do this. We build a snow sled, and then we have some guys from Party Time Ice in San Pedro come and they blow the snow on here, and it's not cheap, so it's not easy to do this, but the kids love it. We love touching their lives, and snow in Southern California is kind of a treat.
I've been coming to the church since I was about 5, and I think about 10 years ago we started the sled hill, and it's fantastic. I remember going on as a kid, looking forward to it, and Jim just really loves having the sled hill. It brings the neighbors over, the rest of the neighborhood. They bring their kids. Everybody gets to hang out, have a great time, and it's really cool.
Bay City's South Bay Community Church is located at 4915 Emerald Street.
Boy, that looks like a lot of fun. Well, for the first time, the Torrance Certified Farmers Market had a cooking demonstration. Chef Kelly Kim from Yellow Fever cooked up a storm to show patrons how you can cook an easy, healthy dish with produce right from the Torrance Farmers Market. She chose dishes from her menu, including some favorites like Seoul and Tokyo. Her restaurant is located across from the Torrance Crossroads Plaza. All the produce used during the demonstrations, such as bok choy, kale, onions, and mushroom, were from the market. The demonstration space is one of the new additions of the market after officials recently expanded. The Torrance Certified Farmers Market is open Tuesdays and Saturdays, rain or shine, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Wilson Park.
For another year, the Torrance Rose Float brought home a trophy for their beautiful float. Reporter Hibba Summit was there on parade day and has a story.
Butterflies fluttered their wings along with two proud white egrets hovering on top of the 2018 Torrance float. And more than 8,000 roses intermingled each other on the base, as you could see gorgeous touches of marigold petals, exotic orchids, and even coconut flakes.
City of Torrance, protecting nature, the Madrona Marsh Preserve.
Hard work by nearly 300 volunteers made the city's Protecting Nature, the Madrona Marsh Preserve float come alive in Pasadena. And for the spectators, getting the best seat in the house took some resilience.
We got here around 8 o'clock, me and my family. Actually, my family, they're sleeping in the car, so kind of had to be here taking care of the spot.
Octavio Flores, along with thousands of fellow spectators, set up along Colorado Boulevard. And Flores did what he could to stay warm.
Something to sleep on for a little while, like 2 hours, 3 hours. But sometimes you can't sleep because it's noisy, but it's fun.
A family tradition for Flores, they were thrilled to be back after 12 years. He says this time it was extra special.
It means a lot. Actually, me and my wife, we're going to be like 25 years marriage. So it's kind of something to remember.
A day many people here have been looking forward to will also remember. Heaven Gomez brought out her family members for the first time.
It's a nice thing to do. It's a good time to spend time with your family, watch the floats, and they're really pretty.
And as the clock ticked, the excitement grew and spectators waited patiently for their favorite part, the parade. Mark Coleman, a lifelong Torrance resident and business owner in the city, couldn't get enough of the float this year.
We do photo walks at Madrona Marsh, and the marsh is near and dear to me. I may spend many days and many mornings walking the marsh and seeing the beauty and the nature there right in the middle of the city, and I love it. It's just fantastic.
Coleman owns Paul's Photo along Hawthorne Boulevard, and every year he brings people to the parade to photograph the beautiful floats.
I really love the big egret. And I like all the marsh guys are on the float, because I see them at the marsh every day. I see what they do and appreciate their hard work to keep things going at the marsh and keep the marsh pristine and beautiful like we need it to be.
Float riders this year included staff from the Madrona Marsh Preserve and American Rose Society members, and leading the float was West High School student Irene Say, who was responsible for creating the float design.
It's really amazing. It's like a whole new experience because I guess self-proclaimed artist, and I just like to draw a lot. So just like being able to see it come to life is just something completely different.
Say, who is also a volunteer at the Madrona Marsh, says she wanted to feature the beautiful gem in the city. The 45-acre preserve that is home to more than 1,000 species of rare animals and plants.
That frog in the back, because I saw people actually gluing each individual bean on it, and I was like, oh boy, that's some real dedication there, buddy. So I'm just really proud about those people just like continuously and meticulously gluing on the beans.
I've been decorating for about 15 years. I decorated younger, and then I brought my girls into it when they got a little older. And then my family came into it, and so my entire family, we all participate, and we really enjoy doing it. And on the float this year, it's for Madrona Marsh, where the theme is making a difference, and so preserving Madrona Marsh is making a difference.
And there were some tedious parts in making it.
The log, which is it's cork, and so there were different sizes, and trying to keep that applied on there was really tricky. We had to do some finagling, some mystery work, getting it on and getting it to stay.
And once again, the float made its mark in Torrance history by bringing home an award.
Thanks, Seba. The Torrance float was one of 44 floats that traveled 5.5 miles along the parade route for millions to enjoy.
Honda and the Salvation Army teamed up to serve hot meals to those in need. The 27th annual Sharing is Caring luncheon took place at the Torrance Marriott Redondo Beach. The event brings volunteers and South Bay locals together in the holiday spirit. The event was established in 1990 after the Torrance Salvation Army had holiday supplies and toys stolen just weeks before they were to be distributed to South Bay families in need. After hearing of the loss, Honda teamed up with the Torrance Marriott to host a holiday luncheon for the affected families.
Our associate volunteers come out here, help serve the meal, and it's really just a wonderful way to help celebrate the holiday season with our neighbors here in the South Bay.
The Salvation Army has given out toys to about 1,500 kids, I think, 600 families, and every one of those are probably here enjoying this lunch, as well as a lot of the seniors and other people that are homeless or have nothing else going on.
The event fed more than 1,000 people.
Virtual reality experiences are coming to the Del Amo Fashion Center. Los Angeles-based virtual reality startup Servios is opening on the boulevard with an arcade. They hope to use it as a testing ground for a bigger vision. Servios has been developing virtual reality pods that can be placed in any retail location to offer VR experiences. The pods are being called Tesseract and are created for both easy operation and social gameplay. The company has been around in the arcade space for a long time and works with VR arcade operators in 36 countries. Active virtual reality has 6 elements of immersion, presence, embodiment, free movement, shared space, and dynamic spectating. It is set to open in the lifestyle wing by the end of the month.
If you're in business in Torrance, you have the chance to apply for a program that could help you save money. GoBiz is accepting applications for California Competes tax credit. GoBiz, also known as the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development, announced that the first quarter application period is open for businesses interested in applying. It's an opportunity to potentially receive an income tax credit. It was created to incentivize businesses to grow and stay in California. Since 2014, GoBiz has allocated more than $622 million to 865 companies. This has created thousands of jobs and new investments for companies. Torrance businesses have also been selected for this tax credit. The Torrance Economic Development Department can assist with any questions you may have. To apply, go to business.ca.gov.
The Caring House, tucked away in Old Torrance, is a place where the needs of those at the end of life are met and families can come together in support of their loved ones. Torrance CitiCABLE reporter Abby Gremion stopped by the Caring House and tells us more.
At first glance, the Caring House is nestled in a quiet neighborhood of Torrance with only the front door and Caring House green as any indication of what lies in store. But to those who've been residents, the Caring House is more than just a house. It's been home to over 56 families in the South Bay at one of the most critical times in their lives.
His name was John. His family took him to an orphanage, and at the age of 16, his dad came and got him and took him back to Manhattan and left him. Because of his experiences as a kid, became very much a loner. He says, because I came here, I now have a family.
The 25 hard-working volunteers at the Caring House work around the clock and can attest to how remarkable each one of their residents are. Residents are there generally because they require more care than their families can provide, can't go home from the hospital because it would be unsafe, or do not want the memory of the end of their life being in their home. Ed Long told me an example of this.
My best example for that is Jose, a 48-year-old teacher and school principal, but a son in high school and a daughter in intermediate school. He didn't want his children to remember him dying at home. So he and his wife decided that he would come here. But he'd had pretty devastating brain cancer. He got to be here. His kids came here after school. They did their homework. They ate with him. They were with him. And it became their home like it was his home.
Caring House was born from the brainstorming of nonprofits in the South Bay that sought to better serve the needs of the senior community. It's unique in that it's the only home like this in Southern California.
One of the things that motivates a lot of us, you help not only the residents, but you help their families actually for the rest of their lives.
And as residents slip from this world, resident care manager Karen Hlavity Pearson shares why people from all walks of life and status come to the Caring House.
Our home is open to all people who need this care, love, peace, comfort, and support that our home and our mission provide.
Giving peace and closure to those in the South Bay who need it most. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Abby Grimion.
Thanks, Abby. The Caring House also collects heart-shaped rocks, which they paint each resident's name on. Now, if you happen to find heart-shaped rocks on your walks or hikes, they ask that you donate these rocks to the Caring House.
Honda received multiple awards recently for their cars. The 2018 Kelley Blue Book Resale Value Awards were given to the 2018 Honda Accord, Odyssey, Fit, and HR-V. This recognition shows the outstanding achievements in producing cars that best retain their value over the first 5 years of new car ownership. Kelley Blue Book resale value projections take into account vehicle data, sales data, market conditions for the car, and competition. Honda has been making cars in America for more than 35 years, and their USA corporate offices are headquartered in Torrance. Japanese airbag maker Takata is recalling an additional 3.3 million faulty airbag inflators. The latest recalls cover frontal airbags in certain 2009, 2010, and 2013 vehicles made by a wide range of car manufacturers, including Honda, BMW, Audi, Ford, and many more. Takata uses a chemical that creates a small explosion and fills airbags quickly in a crash. But the problem is that the chemical can deteriorate when exposed to high humidity and temperatures, blowing apart a metal canister. This causes the potential of hot shrapnel to hit passengers or even drivers when the airbag deploys. To find out if your car is affected by the recall, visit the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's website at nhtsa.gov. Still ahead, upcoming events happening right here in the city.
Plus a preview of what to expect on the next episode of the Sports Desk. You're watching This Week in Torrance.
Guess what? I have some news for you. There's free food right there, junk food. Do you see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
Fantastic.
So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
Great. It was good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot? Go visit SaveTheFood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
Welcome back, everybody. Here are some upcoming events. The Western Museum of Flight will host its Celebrity Series on January 20th. Lockheed's Blackbird and Skunk Works pilot will be there to talk about the world's highest and fastest turbine jet. Then on January 21st from 3 to 9 p.m. at the George Nakano Theater, you can enjoy professional yo-yo artists show off their best tricks. Admission is free. Now let's find out what's happening in the Torrance sports world.
What's going on, AJ?
Here's what you'll see on this week's edition of the Sports Desk. Can anyone beat the Bishop Montgomery boys hoop team? We'll show you why the answer is absolutely not. And speaking of Bishop, you'll find out how Kayla Padilla is leading the girls team. West and Bishop do battle in girls basketball, while South and Bishop go head-to-head in boys soccer. Plus, we'll hang 10 with the Torrance High surf team, and you'll discover why basketball is life. All this and so much more. Remember to watch the Sports Desk at 4 and 9:30 p.m. right here on Torrance CitiCABLE. Back to you.
Thanks so much, AJ. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.